Okay, so this video is the start of multiple videos I'm going to create to focus on physics in HaxeFlixel using a library called Echo. Now, I've recently used this library to make a game called A Little Scared, which is on itch, so you can go ahead and play it. I'll put a link in the description, but I've really enjoyed using Echo. It's such a nice physics engine with a great API, and it integrates really well with HaxeFlixel. Of course, Echo isn't your only option for physics in HaxeFlixel. By default, Flixel does have some basic collisions and a way for you to do gravity. So if we look at the Flixel cheat sheet, which I'll add in the description of this video as well, you'll see there is a way to add gravity to a sprite. Now, the way this works is you have to add it to each sprite, not the whole level or the whole game. So each sprite could have a different amount of gravity, which is a bit weird because in the real world, gravitational pull is at a constant level and different objects, depending on their mass, respond differently to the gravitational pull. You can also add some basic collisions with this FlxG overlap to detect when two things are overlapping, or FlxG collide to detect when two things are colliding. This uses a method called AABB, or Axis Aligned Bounding Box, and this works by giving each sprite a rectangle that doesn't rotate, hence the name Axis Aligned, and it will detect if one overlaps over another. This is great for a simple game, but if you want something a bit more complex, if you want to have a circular based collision box or a custom polygon you want to have, this doesn't allow for that. HaxeFlixel also supports a full-blown physics engine called Nape, which is great for physics simulations and gives you a lot of options. The reason I would use Echo over something like Nape is Echo is a lot more simpler and, in my opinion, has an easier to use API. Finally, there's Box2D, which is another physics engine that can work with Flixel. I'll admit I haven't used this before, but it wasn't originally built in Hax or built for Flixel, so I'm not sure how well the API would work with Flixel. So where does Echo fit in? Well, Echo isn't as complex as Nape or Box2D, but isn't as simple as the default Hax collision and overlap. As you can see, it's much more complex than that. You have the option to add different types of collision boundaries, so you can use a rectangle, a circle, or a custom polygon. It adds gravity to the whole world and not just individual sprites. It supports grouping of physics objects together, and you can do cool things like raycasting with it. One of the features Echo doesn't support, that something like Nape or Box2D does support, is physics rotations. So if we take a look at this demo, you'll see as I move my mouse, the objects move as well. But if you look very closely, they don't rotate. If you look at this square up here, no matter how hard or where I push it, it will never rotate. Depending on how complex of a game you want to make, that might be an issue, and I wouldn't suggest going with Echo at this moment in time. Maybe in the future, it will enable this feature to have rotations based on collisions, but at the moment, that feature isn't there. Okay, so with that basic introduction out of the way, let's go ahead and make a simple project. What we're going to do is create a scene with two rectangles that are rotated and a red circle which is going to roll down the rectangles. As simple as this looks, it's a great introductory product to learn about the basics of physics and using Echo in your game. So let's go ahead and do this in the next video. If you found this video useful, give this a thumbs up so others can find it, and subscribe to get the next content when it's released. Thanks for watching.